This one may surprise you. It's actually a little bit painful to even bring this one up. This is the lot. I'm Tayson, I'm the founder here at Underquilts, and after spending hundreds of nights on trail while backpacking and owning an ever-expanding gear company, I've gotten pretty good at knowing how to load up my pack. And most of my stuff hasn't changed, as you can see in some of our gear loadout videos. However, I have 6 items that I'm swapping this year out of my pack that I wanted to cover. These are pretty major items, and even if you followed us for a while, I'm sure one of these will surprise you. All right, are you guys ready? I wonder what you guys are guessing my first item is gonna be. Let's see, right here, the Garmin Mini InReach. I'm done with it. I'm just kidding. I had the full-sized Garmin for a lot of years, the bigger InReach model. I think it's called the Explorer Plus. And this year, I got rid of that one, I sold that one, and I bought the Mini. And this one is here this one is here to stay. It was about half the weight. The battery life is still phenomenal. I was nervous about the screen not having as much functionality and being able to navigate on some of the maps a little bit more, but in reality, that has not been an issue. I don't see it being an issue in the future, especially where I can text off this with my phone or with my watch. I feel very confident, or on the item itself. I just feel very confident in this, and I will not be switching back. This will be here to stay in 2022. All right, this next one for me was kind of like a fad, kind of like that haircut I had in about 8th grade that should have never existed. No, just kidding, it's not that bad. It is my ultralight backpacking chair. Now, I did use this for about 1 year to 2 years. It is kind of a Frankenstein of a chair in here. I had a couple models I pieced together. And it is a really nice piece, but what I found this last year is that I didn't take it on almost all of my backpacking trips. It's just extra weight, it's not as functional, it takes time to set up, and I'm usually hiking on trail and not lounging around as much. So this piece really didn't come with me, and instead I swapped it out for this right here. This is our Outdoor Vitals brand new launched 1/8" foam closed self pad. For those of you that know about this, good on you. For those of you who got them off their first batch, good on you. I cannot believe how many of these we moved, but this is a brand new product to us, but it's also something we have used for a long time. In fact, this one is brand new. This is one I've used a little bit, and what I like about this is they are super light, and I can literally fold them into whatever size that I want. I do stretch on these a lot. I lay out on the ground if I need a quick nap or something like that, but also if I just want extra padding, I can fold it up like this, and you can see how dense and thick that's gonna be. It's just super versatile. I use it in my tent underneath my pad all the time for a little bit of extra protection, but also so it won't slip. So this has way more purposes. Is about 25% of the weight of this piece right here. Packs in different areas of my pack easier, and overall it's just a no-brainer. I have been taking this on every trip, and no longer have been taking my backpacking folding up chair. All right, number 3, I even cleaned them up for you. It is my old trusty hiking boots. These are getting retired, believe it or not. They're simply too heavy, too bulky, too big, and I don't backpack with them anymore. What I backpack with now is trail runners. While these offer ankle support and a few things like that, I focus my training on keeping strong ankles and keeping strong knees, and I just don't need it anymore. There was actually an instance this year where I switched back to boots and I hiked 5 miles in some rough country. And I could not believe how tired I felt that day just from having that extra weight on my feet. It actually wasn't this pair of boots, it was an even heavier pair of boots, but I could not believe it, and that solidified it for me that I'm just done with boots unless it's winter season and I need insulation in them as well. All right, the next item that I am retiring are these trekking poles. These are kind of an entry-level, budget-level trekking pole, and the fact of the matter is they're just heavy, right? So there's nothing super wrong with them. I have had slipping on some of these cheaper poles, and they're locking mechanisms. I've had some issues like that. They always are loosening up on me, which drives me nuts. So then I get them over tight. It's a whole nother thing. But these poles are a lot more heavy and a lot less balanced in lieu of the poles I'm using now, which are the Compradel Cloud Carbon Carbon Cloud poles. These are a way lighter pole, extended. They're way more balanced, and I'm not talking about what's on the end of these either. They're just way more balanced. More of the weight is up high instead of low in the pole, which makes a big difference. You also see these locking mechanisms are incredibly robust. They stay in place. You cannot get these things to slip. They're super well tested. And then again, even look at this. Not the dirt. Don't look at the dirt. But look at this taper right here. This taper just shows you how they can get more of the weight up by the handle, which makes them super efficient. But the biggest thing here is, much like the trail runners and the hiking boots, if you have a heavier set of trekking poles versus a lighter set of trekking poles, and don't quote me on this is not science I did or math I did, but when we were actually talking to Compradel, they said that over the course of a day, it'd be equivalent to picking up an entire elephant piece by piece by piece, having to move extra heavy trekking poles all day long. That was over an 8-hour period. So just imagine that. That's how much more fatiguing it is to have just a heavier set of trekking poles, or apply the same logic to your feet. And this one may surprise you. It's actually a little bit painful to even bring this one up. This is the Lofttech jacket. I am retiring my Lofttech jacket. It's hard to say because this was such a pivotal piece in company history. And it's been such an amazing piece for so many of you out there that probably have this jacket. There's nothing wrong with this jacket, but we've moved forward as a company and continue to innovate, and we've built something that I feel is better and suits my needs better as a backpacker. That is the Nova UL jacket. Now this is the direct replacement to the Lofttech jacket in my mind. It combats the water the same with its insulation. This has down LT versus the Lofttech. Honestly, the Lofttech is what the LT stands for. This is a blended insulation so that you can't wet it out. It still has those abilities. With the face fabric being a non-stitched fabric, and it has 10,000 less needle holes, right? That whole thing. It's more water resistant. It's better in wind, significantly better in wind actually. And it's actually more durable. There's a bunch of benefits, but really if you boil this down, this is about a ½ an ounce lighter than this piece, and it's a warmer piece. The insulation in it is more lofty. I've used this on a bunch of trails. This is my personal one that I've used on a bunch of trips this year. If I do need something more breathable, well, you're looking at it under me right now. But the Nova has been a phenomenal piece. Testing on it's gone super well, and the feedback and reviews that we've got on it, it's extremely, extremely highly rated if you want to go look at those. But if you click down here in the description, you can get this jacket while they are in stock, or go read some more reviews of what other people think of this jacket as well. But it does sadden me to say that the Lofttech jacket is getting retired out of my kit in lieu of some of these newer developments. All right, and here it is, my last, but certainly not least, my biggest tip in this entire video. You guys ready for it? Drum roll, get excited, all the buzz, applause. Bring that in, yeah, bring that in. Okay, it is, I'm no longer bringing backpacking food on my trails. I'm just gonna start fasting. No, I'm just kidding. I am not gonna do that. I am bringing backpacking food, but I am no longer bringing that crappy, super high caloric food that I do not wanna eat on the trail. I'm done with it. I'm not bringing that anymore. Instead, I'm bringing a bigger variety of food that I actually wanna eat at a small penalty in the calorie per ounce section. Now, if you wanna learn more about this, click here and see this video because it may be appealing to you. You wanna eat good on trail and you wanna have food that you want to eat on trail. You can quote me on that. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys out on the trail.